In the high-stakes world of the UFC, where every fighter's journey is a story in itself, emerges a fighter whose determination knows no bounds. He's not really a crowd favorite, but is undeniably recognized by many. A dynamic force rising in the middleweight division. His skill, tenacity, and hunger for victory make him a force to be reckoned with. Today, fight fans, get ready to witness the carnage forged out of South Africa. A master of precision striking, with elite grappling finesse and an unyielding spirit that defines the essence of true championship caliber. None other than Dricus Du Plessis.
Check hook, caught him coming in. Oh! Big connection right around. That's in shape. He's in great shape.
What a showcase for those two middleweights. We have an early contender.
Strategy, Du Plessis taking the fight to the ground, trying to make these ground strikes count. A minute to go, round one.
Oh, tagged him again. He tagged him right in the chin.
Born on January 14th, 1994, in Pretoria, South Africa, Dricus seemed destined for greatness from the beginning. Exploring and excelling at multiple sports, such as cricket, track and field, and rugby, Du Plessis showcased that he was a natural-born athlete. Following in his older brother's footsteps, Dricus started practicing judo at the age of 5, laying the groundwork for what turned out to be an extraordinary MMA career ahead. Soon enough, Du Plessis transitioned into wrestling and then kickboxing when he was 14. Showing his dominance in any sports he played, it was no wonder that Du Plessis was a kickboxing stud. By the time he was 15, he became the amateur K1 kickboxing South African champion, and would later add the title of Waco World Champion in K1 style kickboxing when he reached 18. While there is no substantial number as to what his record was for kickboxing, his feats showed us that he was a serious threat. Dricus realized early on that there wasn't much money to be made in kickboxing, so he decided to pursue a career in MMA. His athletic background and experience, particularly in the stand-up game, translated very well to the cage. The South African made his professional MMA debut under the EFC Africa promotion in 2013, defeating Chikangu Makwebo in quick fashion. Showing that he was truly committed to the cause, Du Plessis made the bold decision to drop out of university to focus on MMA full-time. Dricus had this fire burning inside of him. He wasn't into it just for the money. The guy genuinely wanted to fight. After tallying a 4-0 record, beating the likes of Bruno Bellabella, Johannes Conrad, and Donovan Hockey, he earned a shot at the EFC Middleweight Championship title. It was here that Du Plessis suffered the first defeat of his career to Gareth McClellan.
Idolized. Good round for Dricus Du Plessis. He definitely landed more kicks in the stand-up.
Yes, again, he put Dricus Du Plessis to sleep at EFC 33.
He's choked Dricus Du Plessis.
Dricus would bounce back remarkably, dropping down to welterweight after a victory over Darren Daniel at EFC 37, and beat his other two opponents in the new weight division.
And he does it! Dricus Du Plessis defeats the legend of Darren Daniel.
With a successful 3-fight winning streak, Du Plessis was given a chance to fight for the vacant welterweight title against Martin van Staden, where he showed his wrestling prowess and relentless pursuit of a finish.
Big hard shots landed by Van Staden. That could be it, and he topples it and the head.
Now Van Staden controlling the wrist of Du Plessis, coming over the top.
Minute 3 seconds remaining, and he gets the victory. Dricus Du Plessis.
Dricus Du Plessis became the EFC welterweight champion. He later went on to defend this title against Jose Mauricio de Rocha at EFC 59, before returning back to middleweight. Eyeing another championship belt. His opportunity came against Yannick Bahati at the EFC Worldwide 62 for the middleweight title. The build-up to the fight was no less than dramatic, filled with anticipation. Even the face-off between the two was tense. Both of the fighters couldn't wait to pounce on each other. The fight was a masterclass of Dricus' submission abilities and superiority as he went to work.
Just can't believe they wouldn't touch gloves. That's... Clash of stronger. Look at the tap. Bahati is trying to hold on Du Plessis.
This victory made him a double weight class champion earning him recognition as one of Africa's best MMA fighters. After taking care of business in Africa and looking for new challenges, Dricus Du Plessis moved to Poland to fight under the KSW promotion. It was here that he faced the brutal German fighter, Roberto Soldic, better known as RoboCop, for the welterweight title. Roberto came into the bout with more experience than Dricus, boasting a staggering 7-fight win streak, with all of them being finishes. The fight was back and forth, with Du Plessis gaining the upper hand. Then, we were treated to a ferocious ending during the second round.
Soldic again, looking for that left. Oh, he got rocked.
Down goes the champion with a... See that? Bye-bye, Pepsi Cola. Hello, holy wine. What a shot.
Just like that, Dricus added a third title to his name, along with the 2 titles he had under the EFC. This accomplishment instantly made Du Plessis one of the most talented fighters internationally. Riding the momentum, the South African would give Roberto a rematch, but end up losing his title and tasting defeat for only the second time. Dricus would return to his next KSW contest as a middleweight against Jolton Luderbach, re-establishing himself as a formidable opponent, hammering him with ground and pound for the TKO.
Pressure. That's it. It's all over. It's a TKO. Dricus Du Plessis. Stillknocks. Dricus Du Plessis.
His next fight would see him return to defend his EFC middleweight title against Brendan Lazar. This performance was a reminder of sorts that he was still the king of EFC.
Put down Brendan. He's trying to finish as fast as he could.
He's got it. He's got it.
Dricus's relentless fighting style, determination, and exceptional talent finally brought him to the big leagues. With an impressive record of 14-2, Dricus made his UFC debut against Marcus Perez at UFC Fight Night, Moraes vs. Sandhagen. Looking to keep the judges away from deciding a winner, Du Plessis displayed his merciless power and made his moment count.
He was signed to another organization.
After a wildly successful introduction to the UFC fight fans, his second bout came against Trevin Giles at UFC 264 on a card headlined by Conor McGregor, which gave him massive global exposure. In a fight which would immensely increase his stock, Du Plessis continued to impress as he would end this one in the second round. Seeing the potential Dricus had, the UFC matched him up with Brad Tavares, an extremely durable fighter. Until this day, this unanimous decision win would remain the only time in Du Plessis' career that a fight has gone to the judges' scorecards.
Dricus Stillknocks Du Plessis.
To shoot Dricus up the rankings, he got matched up against Darren Till, who was ranked 10th at the time. In this fight, Du Plessis proved that he's not only good at striking, but he could handle himself well on the ground too.
Dricus ready? Darren ready? Fight's on.
And Dricus Du Plessis. Du Plessis is in the green.
Good, so I try to keep my mouth open to breathe.
Look at this takedown by
right
Dricus
away.
Du Plessis.
Right hand greets Till when he gets to the floor.
That's a huge moment for Du Plessis.
4 months later, Dricus would meet Derek Brunson at UFC 285, a fighter in which he put an absolute beating on.
Modelo Du Plessis takes the center of the octagon. He's in green, the southpaw Brunson in blue.
I remember when Du Plessis made... I don't think I've ever seen Derek Brunson do that.
No.
Seems like it was...
Look at this situation. Oh, they're both going for it.
Oh, he's hurt.
It was so one-sided that Derek's corner would throw in the towel at the end of the second round.
That's
They threw the towel,
That's
yep.
it. That last left hand really hurt Derek.
By TKO, Dricus Stillknocks.
After a 5-fight win streak, the UFC gave him former champion Robert Whittaker at UFC 290. This was going to be the most dangerous opponent Du Plessis would have ever faced. Even the fans listed the South African as a significant underdog in what was deemed a title elimination bout. The disrespect was evident, and a further testament to the resilience of Dricus, who just kept on winning through his hard work and determination. Du Plessis did, however, take a jab at then-champion Israel Adesanya, saying that he's not a real African champion, since he doesn't live nor train there, and that he, for one, is going to be the first real African champion. The UFC community didn't take too kindly to his bold statement and wanted to see Whittaker eat him alive.
Du Plessis, the plus 265 underdog tonight, taking on that man, the credentialed Robert Whittaker. Du Plessis in green, Whittaker is in black. Here we go.
In what was a more calculated approach for Dricus Du Plessis, his game plan worked like a charm, and he couldn't be denied any longer.
African! Oh! Whittaker covers up! Do you believe it?
Remaining undefeated in his UFC run thus far, the victory over Whittaker has guaranteed him a title shot, and Du Plessis appears ready to cash in. He is slated to fight Sean Strickland for the undisputed middleweight title in January, and the odds look pretty good for him. Now, if we look at the fighters, both of them appear to be a bit at odds with the UFC marketing machine, with Sean being a PR's worst nightmare, and Dricus' unusual obsession with being known as an African. But aside from this, they have both proven themselves through their performances in the octagon to be worthy. Du Plessis' main criticism, and perhaps strength as well, is that he appears to be an unorthodox fighter at times. His cardio remains largely untested, and it will be interesting to see if Strickland can make it an issue for him. Sean would appear to be the more conventional striker here, and constantly puts pressure on his opponents, trying to force mistakes. Dricus will definitely be looking for the finish early, but if the fight drags on into the championship rounds, it gets harder to predict who will come out on top. Altogether, this bout seems to be an interesting one. Dricus has earned his right to fight for the title, and has a chance to show the doubters that he's someone they should respect. Now all that's left for us to do is tune in on January 20th for UFC 297.